guys, welcome to my first racing video. Today I'm going to be talking about my Gobble Gait 2022 race. This race takes place in Hastings, Minnesota, and I do it every year. It takes place on Thanksgiving morning, and it's one of my favorite races to do every year. So as you can see, we just got done singing the national anthem with the flag on the fire truck. We do that every year, which I think is really cool. When we finish, we run under that flag as well. So as you can see, we just started the race. I started a little farther back than I need to. So as you can see from that, I'm starting to pass a bunch of people going up ahead, and basically trying to get some open room so I can run at a more stable pace right now. And as you can see later in this race, in the first part of it will be just a big hill going up, and then from there I'll start to pass a lot more people from them getting tired and all that. So here's the first turn coming in. This is where I start to slow down quite a bit because the hill is pretty steep. You see a 5% grade of elevation, and there's a bunch of people in my way, so I'm just trying to basically make it up this hill without running into anybody. And while I try to maybe pass someone if I can, but obviously, as you can see, it's kind of hard to pass anybody. This guy in the bandana ahead of me was starting to pass people, so I tried to trail behind him just so I can pass some more people going up this hill. So here comes the next turn here, and after this turn will be quite a long straightaway, which is mostly just uphill. You can see the leaders up ahead there, so I'm not too far behind the leaders right now, but I'm still pretty far back in the pack. We're getting close to the bottom of this hill, and this is where this hill really starts to climb. It basically keeps going up until the end of this mile here, and this is where I start to pass a little more people and start making my way up to the front of the pack, or near the front. Not the front pack, not like where the leaders are, but basically the chase group. As you can see, the percent grade is 7%, which is pretty steep for running. So my pace is kind of slowed down to about 8 minutes a mile, as you can see. And this is where some people started to get tired and I started to pass them. Some other people are passing me on the left. So it's kind of anyone's game on this hill, but real challenge is how you can do after this big hill. So I'm trying to conserve my energy a little bit going up this hill, and I still feel pretty good. I don't feel too tired. I'm starting to breathe a little bit harder, obviously, but I'm still feeling pretty good. So the worst part of the hill is finally done, and now we're just cruising down this road, and this will just be a nice steady cruise run basically for a while. So my first lap there was a split time of 6 minutes 52 seconds, which I thought was pretty slow when I was running, and it made me want to run a little faster. But then I thought we were going uphill that whole time, so obviously it was 6:50, or slower than what I want my race pace to be. So I kept that in mind a little after, but as you can see, my pace is down to 6 minutes a mile because my mentality was that I needed to run faster, and I was feeling pretty good still at the time, so that's kind of what I did. This is the chase group, this whole group right here. And this is the group that I'm going to try to be catching up to here for the next mile or so. There is a lead pack, but they kind of ran out of sight. I believe there's 4 people in the lead pack, then this chase group, and then me right behind them right now. So I'm going to be spending the next mile trying to catch up to them. So yeah, there's about 4 people in the lead, and there's about 7 people in this chase group here, which makes me in about 12th place right now. Alright, so coming down this straightaway here, before we turn into the neighborhood, is where I start to catch up to the chase group. It's been, as you can see, it kind of broke off a little bit and spread out. Everyone's kind of doing their own pace now, no one's really chasing each other. So, but right here, this is where I kind of start to pass some of them. So I passed these 2 people here, making me in the top 10, I believe, after I pass these 2. And then after that, it'll take me a little while to catch up to the other small group that's ahead here. But at this point, it seems like a race of every man to themselves. Here's the 2-mile mark, the flag for 2-mile mark. I haven't actually hit 2 miles yet. There we go. Now I just hit 2 miles. My lap pace for that was a 6:19 pace for that second mile, so I definitely picked up my pace there, and I'm going to continue to try to pick up my pace after that first mile slowdown, just because after that big hill, the course is a little easier, so it's a little easier to maintain a high pace for the rest of this race. And as always, when there's an uphill, there's a downhill. So coming up here, there'll be a downhill, and that'll speed up my pace substantially for this next mile. So taking this corner, I pass another guy, leaving me in 9th position, I believe, and starting to go down a pretty big hill. This will be a nice downhill for the rest of this mile. See, the grade is -7, making it actually kind of hard to run down the hill. But my pace does quicken here, and as you can see now, I can only see 2 people that were in that pack. But I believe in that chase group there's only three people left, and as you can see, there is only 2 that I can see. So one of them broke pretty far, but these other 2 are still in viewing range. And this is the halfway point that we just passed. So right here is another straightaway that I thought looked pretty cool. You're kind of in this long path next to this body of water here, which I think looks really cool. But anyway, this is where I pass yet another person, putting me in 8th position. I say good job to him when I pass him, and just ahead there is the banner for mile marker 3. Mile 3, I got a split time of 5:56, so just under 6-minute pace. And when I first hit that mile marker, I thought I was going way too fast, but again, after a little bit, I realized I went too fast because of the downhills, so I didn't really worry about it too much. And then after this mile 3, near the end of this path here, is when I really start to get tired. You can start to hear me yell when I get tired. So this is the last big straightaway until we get near the finish. This is along the Mississippi River, and this is a really beautiful trail to run on, but as you can hear, I am hurting really bad, and I can see the 2 guys ahead of me, part of that chase group, but I just can't seem to catch up to them because I'm just in pain. And my new mental state was just trying to keep my pace all the way to the finish and to not bonk, versus trying to catch up to the people in front of me, because I was starting to hurt pretty bad here. but there's still about 1.6 miles to go. So just had to stay strong and keep pushing. So here we are approaching to the mile 4 marker. I'm still suffering. Every once in a while I'm yelling still. But the time for this lap was about 6:19 for this last split, which means I'm still keeping on pace pretty well. But I am suffering. So I just keep pushing. Probably just yell a little louder. But keep pushing to the finish line here. Alright, so after this small hill, I got the turn and then the straightaway right to the finish. Off the left are the people who did the 1 mile walk, and going down this straightaway, I did not manage to pass anybody else, but I tried my best on this last straightaway to finish strong here. This last 0.9 mile split was a 6:20, so a little bit of a slower pace than my other miles. Oh, and then I almost run into someone there, but managed to get out of the way and keep finishing strong to the finish line, going under the American flag. And I still try to finish strong here, and I sprint all the way to the finish line here with a time of 31:14 on the bottom there. So I don't know why it stopped early there, but my watch time was 31:14. So got 8th place, pretty good. I think that guy won it, and yeah, that's my race for Thanksgiving.